propose a toast tonight and ask all of you to celebrate with me my second year anniversary of being a survivor. My name once again is Tami Marek-Loper, and I'm an ovarian cancer survivor. I would like to share with you tonight an experience that happened to me while I was in Napa Valley. I went there almost 2 years ago, right before I was going to start my chemo regimen. I wanted to get away and relax before I started all of that, and there's no better place to do that than Napa. The day we got there, we headed to Silver Oak Winery. They have a new tasting room there that I wanted to see, and they also were having the release of the 2003 Napa Cabernet. As we drove into the winery, I was a little teary-eyed, had kind of one of those moments. I was thinking about my dad, who loved Silver Oak so much, and really missing him and wondering why cancer had to take him so soon. I somberly walked into the tasting counter. I paid my $5 and I asked for a pour of the newly released cab. Absolutely, I was greeted with, and she handed me my wine and a page of the tasting notes. As I read the tasting notes, a tear ran down my cheek. My emotions had gone from missing my dad to ones of panic, fear, and quite sadness as I turned inward and knew what I would be facing. Because the tasting note said, "This wine is big enough to be laid down until 2027. At that moment, all I could think about was drinking that wine with my son in 2027, not really knowing at that time what he'd be celebrating, but he'd probably be celebrating something. But I didn't even know if I'd be around to do that. And at 35 years old, I was worrying about how much time I had left. Was it going to be me or this cab that hit its prime in 2027? Right then and there, I asked the lady behind the counter to give me a bottle of Dove along with a commemorative box and a gold pen. She happily obliged, and I left the winery and headed back to the hotel. When we got to the hotel, I asked my husband to leave so I could have some time alone, and he did. And I sat in that room and I stared at the bottle for quite a while. And then I picked up the pen, and here's what I wrote. Today I'm on vacation before I start chemo. I am starting a new journey. I am saving this until 2027, where I will celebrate 18 years of cancer-free living. I bought this at the winery today, 1609, and the winemaker notes were to hold on to this through 2027. I paused and contemplated writing the next message on the inside of the box. And actually, I haven't shared this with anybody. So I'm going to read this to you, and you're going to hear it along with my friends and family for the first time. If you enjoy this bottle without me, remember me today. Love and laugh. You see, folks, tonight is so much more than food and wine. It's about the fight against cancer. It's about supporting organizations like the Vince Lombardi Charitable Funds, whose mission states they fund leading edge research and compassionate care at the Vince Lombardi Cancer Clinics. They proudly proclaim to support families and build cancer awareness in our communities. This mission, along with a commitment to excellence in care at Aurora, with programs like Cancer Navigators and genetic counseling, help to give cancer patients and survivors alike the hope that they need to keep on fighting this deadly disease. I can tell you firsthand that these tremendous assets in our community should never be taken for granted. You will be fortunate if you never get to see these places or participate in the programs. But you will be forever grateful if you do have to face them, and you'll be glad they're in your community should you need them. So I am pleased tonight to have gotten 2 auction items to help raise some money for the Vince Lombardi Charitable Funds. I personally sent a copy of this speech to Silver Oak and Thomas Arvid, who is a famous wine painter. They both generously sent me items to auction off at this event. So there will be 1 package tonight that will offer a limited edition watercolor from Thomas Arvid, signed and numbered with a Silver Oak theme. And there's also a 2006 Alexander Valley Silver Oak. So as my father always said, bid high and bid often. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.